Hello, it's Miss Lauren. Since we're coming upon spring is upon us, I thought I'd read to you this book about the circle of life. It's called Once Upon a Jungle by Laura Knowles, and the pictures are by James Boast. You see anything cool on the cover here? Maybe a creature? There's a toucan. And you see the eyes? There it is. There in the negative space. Look, it's almost camouflaged because it's black, like the black background. A black panther. Top of the food chain, baby. All right, let's see. Once upon a jungle. Once upon a time, there lived a jungle. Can you see anything living in there? Actually, it's all alive. There's plants that are alive, and I see some eyes here and there. And what about creatures? You see any creatures that are camouflaged? Bird. And down here, little frog. I like this one. Beetle. Once upon a jungle marched some ants. Look, now the author told us we're not doing once upon a time. We're doing once upon a jungle, so that means the ants are walking upon the jungle and they're marching. Maybe as they're marching, they're eating some leaves too. Once upon some ants prayed a mantis. You ever hear the word praying mantis before? There it is right there. And why do you think it's called a praying mantis? Well, because right here, look, it's maybe hunting. It's preying upon these ants. Once upon some ants prayed a mantis. I think it's going to eat these little guys for lunch maybe. Oh, it's dark outside, maybe dinner. Dark in the jungle. Once upon a mantis, a lizard snacked. All right, here it comes. The lizard eats the mantis, who ate the ant, who ate the leaves. Once upon a lizard crept a monkey. Think the monkey's gonna eat the lizard? I didn't know monkeys ate lizards. Cool. Let's see. Once upon a monkey, a panther pounced. Do you see the panther? Creeping up. Look out, monkey. You look delicious. Once upon a time, a panther grew old. Oh, the panthers lived a long life. Now it's going to lay down and become part of the earth. Look, see here, it says, once upon a panther, beetles roamed. So when an animal dies, the beetles can eat it and help break down what's left over, and it becomes part of the ground. Once under the beetles, the soil was richer. What does that mean, richer? Do they mean the soil won $1 million? No. It actually means it was full of life. The soil became much fuller. Richer could mean fuller. There's lots of living things in there. Now, with the help of the panther and all the other creatures, once upon the soil, some seedlings grew. Once upon a time, there lived a jungle. How many parrots do you see? There's 3 big ones in the front. 1, 2, 3. Here's some little ones flying. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Uh-oh. My kitty cat got her toy out. She's going to start making noise. And in the jungle lived all these creatures too. Who do you see? I see at least 2 creatures that start with the letter S. One moves really, really slow and hangs by 3 toes. It's the sloth. And where's the other S? Slippery snake. What else can you find? Let's see. A living world. These pages are cool because they're going to teach us a little bit more detail about the circle of life and how everything works together in a jungle. Jungles and rainforests provide a home for countless creatures, from the teensiest bug to the most magnificent panther. They also produce the oxygen we need to breathe. So when you breathe in, oxygen goes in, carbon dioxide goes out. Medicines that keep us well, and foods we love to eat. You might not think of a jungle being a living thing, but in its own way it is. Each plant and animal in the jungle is just one small living thing, but each relies on many other living things around it. We call this an ecosystem. Can you say that? It's tricky. Ecosystem? If we want the jungles and rainforests of our planet to survive, we need to protect all the parts of the ecosystem. And there's many different kinds of ecosystems too, all around us, right? This is just one, the jungle. All living foods need food to grow and survive. This is the story of the food chain. Energy and nutrients are passed from one living thing to another in a cycle that goes around and around. This journey of energy is called a food chain. But really, there are lots of different food chains, all linked together in a food web. Different places or ecosystems, such as the jungle in this book, each have their own food webs. Without this endless cycle of energy, the jungle couldn't live and grow. So here's where it shows us some of the different, this is the circle. We start out with sunshine. Our sun gives out heat and light energy. Then there's producers. Plants are called producers because they make their own food. They use energy from the sun and water and nutrients from the soil, and they take in gas called carbon dioxide from the air and give out oxygen. That's what helps us breathe. So then here's consumers. Animals are consumers. Instead of getting their energy from the sun and soil, they get it from eating plants or other animals. Many animals only eat plants, and some will eat plants and other animals, and others will only eat other animals. And we have decomposers. Remember these guys, the little buggies? We have the insects, the beetles and ants. Decomposers are insects, microscopic animals, and fungi. Have you ever seen a fungus outside? Mushroom growing? Well, they're doing a job too. And as they do this, as they eat dead animals and plants, they break them down into smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller pieces so that nutrients from something that was once living are mixed in with the soil. And then all those nutrients in the soil allow plants to grow, continuing the food chain. Decomposers might not sound nice, but they play just as important part in the ecosystem as all the other plants and animals. They are a natural part of life that we couldn't do without. So then, if you have this book, or you can look in any other book that you have, or you could even look outside in your own ecosystem, in the nature around you, and see if you could pick out who is a producer, right? The plants. Who is a consumer? Who's a consumer here? Maybe the sloth or the monkey eating vegetables and fruits from the trees. And then we have, remember from over here, decomposers. Okay. Is a panther a consumer or a decomposer or a producer? What do you think? Panther is a consumer. It consumes, it eats. Maybe the monkey or other smaller animals who consume the plants, who are the producers. And then, let's see if we could find that awesome page that showed us how our soil becomes richer and richer, right? The panther grew old and the beetles ate the panther, and it broke it down and made the soil very healthy. So I want you to go outside. The sunshine is finally coming out today in my neck of the woods. And you can look and see if you can spot some of these creatures that are part of our circle of life, our food chain. Some decomposers maybe? Some consumers? Oh, I don't have any panthers in my backyard, but we have some squirrels. They're eating acorns. And we have deer who eat the grass, right? We have the sun is shining. And we have plants growing outside too. Maybe you can see if there's any new seedlings growing in your area this spring. I hope you enjoyed this lovely book, Once Upon a Jungle. Thank you, Laura Knowles and James Boast.